3 months,
Yeah.
I surpassed my classmates. The 70% we do something cosmic, something outstanding. I believe in little black dress, as Chanel said. Continue to move and grow. That's a big impediment to do shopping offline. They were, they are, and they will be.
Do you have a favorite English word? So, welcome to English Drive.
Welcome.
Today is Sunday, and I have a great guest today, Olga, and we are going to have a little discussion about Olga's life, about Olga's job, about Olga's preferences. So, thank you for agreeing to come to this project.
You're welcome.
Okay. So since this is an English drive, we're going to drive a little around town, around Chisinau, and have a little chat together. Let's go.
Let's go.
So Olga, since this is an English channel where people will learn something new in English and will find out interesting, useful information, I want to ask you about your experience learning English. How did you start? How was your experience learning English? And any other relevant information about English.
Sure. When I was 10, I moved to Moldova and started to learn English. All my classmates already learned English for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't know a word, and I had to reach my classmates. So I started to study English additionally with my English teacher.
But what motivated you? Like you wanted to catch up with your classmates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you felt like you were behind.
Yes, that's
Okay.
why. Yes, that was my motivation.
Yes.
And I think in about 3 months,
Yeah.
I surpassed my classmates.
Whoa, nice.
5 months, I surpassed.
How did you manage to do that? To overpass them?
I think I'm just very talented in languages.
Yeah. Okay. I understand. So do you think that to learn a foreign language, you need to be talented to learn it fast and, to learn it well at the, to be fluent in that language?
Yes, I think the ability to learn it faster and easier than others, maybe it's not a talent, maybe it's a talent, but I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Because just motivation is not enough.
Yeah.
I had both, the motivation and the ability, let's call it talent, because in the same time I had to learn Romanian and English. So I've learned this both languages from zero in the same time at the same age.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite English word?
When I was younger, I liked the word pathetic. I think I heard it in a movie,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I heard it many times, and I had the TH pronunciation from
Right.
the beginning.
Do you like the sound of TH, like th?
Yes,
Yeah,
to me
how
it
it
was
sounds.
easy. So my first language is Russian. So usually when people who speaks Russian first
Yeah.
as a first language, they have problems with the TH pronunciation. It sounds like the,
Right, yes.
Yes, with me I didn't have this problem, so I was quite proud that I don't have this problem.
Especially Russian speakers, they for them it's quite challenging to pronounce TH.
Yes, they
so in the
house.
Yes,
in the
right,
house,
yes. So pathetic sounds nice. Yes.
London is the capital of Great Britain.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had this the correct from the start.
So what tips can you give to those who are at the beginning of their English learning process?
Oh, I would advise them not to only work with a teacher, English teacher.
Okay.
I would advise them to watch movies,
Yeah.
To listen to songs in English.
Right.
Speak as much as they can, even if
That's
they're
true,
wrong.
yes.
Even not to be afraid to be wrong. It's not a problem.
Yeah, a lot of people have this barrier that they're afraid to speak because they believe that they might make a lot of mistakes. But I agree with you that, as long as you practice, even if you make some mistakes,
I think it's the
then,
fastest way.
yeah, then you will soon get over this
Barrier.
and this fear. So, yeah. So tell us a little bit about your job. What do you do?
I specialize in fashion industry.
Fashion, that's great. Yes, fashion is fashionable nowadays. Okay.
So it's a
And-
game of words,
Yeah. And do you use English in your job?
of course.
Yeah, in what situations?
First of all, one of my tasks is international trading and export with international buyers who buy our garments and jewelry and accessories to resell in their shops to
Okay.
B2C clients.
All right.
And since these buyers are from all over the world, we speak English.
Can we say that the fashion industry in our country is fun, or in general, is it a fun industry?
No, it's not a funny industry. I think for women, even if it's, fashion sounds like an industry for women. But to me, it's one of the most difficult industries. It's
So you mean it's challenging?
it's very challenging because
Yes.
you have to
But
deal.
do you enjoy this
Yes.
working in this industry?
Yes.
And what are the pleasant aspects of this job?
To me, there are several points. So, to me, as a specialist in marketing, I like a lot to work with new content.
Okay.
So, the pre-launch process of the collection is also about making the content. It's about the photo session.
Yeah.
So
Photo shooting, yeah?
Photo shooting, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I receive the photos from our photographer, the videos, when I
Yeah.
can start to work with the new content,
Yeah.
to me it's the most pleasant part.
Okay.
Of course, I enjoy when we make the samples.
Yeah.
When we, you see the sample of a new dress, for example. First of all, you see it for example, all samples are in white. But then you start to produce it in collections color, for example, blue, rose, and beige.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you see the sample, the final sample, and you like it with all final adjustments,
Right.
it's also a big
Yeah,
job.
yeah. Nice. And do you believe that fashion is a kind of art?
Yes, yes. But we are not certainly in this area. In what we do, we have like maybe 30% of art. It's about the specific visions of our designer. But normally the other 70% we do essentials. It's basic garments for daily use that
Yeah.
women wear to the office, to special events, but more classic things.
Okay.
Essential.
So let's go back to your job and to fashion, because this is an interesting topic. How would you describe the fashion industry in Moldova?
Oh, it's a growing industry,
Yeah.
fast developing. We have new interesting talents and new brand names that appear. I would say there are essential brands that confectionate also essential garments, new brands, but more and more
So
brands that
just
are
to be clear, like essential garments means like usual that people typically wear every day.
Yes, we are
okay.
talking about classic patterns of coats, jackets,
Right.
dresses, skirts,
Yeah.
pants, with a bit of designer's touch.
Yeah.
And we discuss and non-essentials, which you just called art,
Yeah.
fashion, is about something cosmic, something outstanding, something which is mainly based on to catch attention,
Right.
rather than be classical and just elegant
Okay.
and basic.
And would you say that the fashion industry in our country has changed a lot in the last maybe like 10 years?
Yes.
And how has
would-
it changed?
I would say that it started to change in about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Mainly due to the implication of organizations, non-governmental organizations that started to sustain this industry.
You mean like offering different grants?
Yes.
Okay. Financial aid?
And not only, also inviting specialists, international specialists in fashion and branding, in copywriting, in marketing. Moreover, offering study grants, because me and my sister, who is our designer, we were offered a grant to study at Polymoda, which is one of the most famous and important fashion schools in the world.
Oh, wow. Yes. Interesting. So you mentioned your sister. So that means you work together.
Yes, for 16 years.
Oh. And how is it to work together with a member of the family?
Oh, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you solve the problem of trust. When you work with a family member, of course, it's the one you trust, which in business is very important. It's not so easy to find a business partner whom you can 100% trust.
Yeah.
And with that, of course, it's not a problem. But sometimes it's challenging because we grew up together, and she's younger than me, and we have like a 6 years, 6 years difference. So I know her since she was born.
Yeah.
So I always had this attitude of a bigger sister. And during our business history, we both learned to have this professional attitude towards each other and put aside the personal
So you are
relationship.
able to separate your job with from your family, for example,
I
or
would
from
say-
your personal life.
Yes, I would say we still are in the process to learn how to do it, because
Yeah, we're always in the process.
yes, always. But I think we're doing great.
Yeah, nice. But in general, would you recommend for people to work together as members of the family in a business?
It depends on how they grew up together. It depends. It's a husband and wife. It's a sister and brother. It's two sisters to brother. It depends. It's mother and daughter. So it always depends.
Right.
I don't know what to suggest. In my case, I think we did well and we're
Okay.
doing well.
Okay. And what are some timeless fashion pieces that you believe everybody should own?
Oh. It will sound as a cliche, probably.
For men and for women.
Yes. I believe in little black dress, as Chanel said. Even though it has a sad history, this look. And I would add a black jacket. And a black purse and a pair of black shoes.
This is for women.
Yes.
And for men?
Oh. A pair
I
of...
know that you create only for women, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm sure you can, judge
think-
for men as well.
Nowadays, for a man, it's nice, even if he wears a good pair of jeans and a good shirt and a
Yeah.
good pair of shoes.
What do you mean by good pair of shoes?
It doesn't matter. It
Should it be from leather, certain color, classic
think-
pointed shoes?
I think it should be, first of all, it should be of a high quality, and it should fit this man, his character, his image, his
Okay. Can you find the qualitative man shoes made in Moldova? Oh, sorry, I'm not asking you about men because, yeah, it's difficult probably for you to
No
say.
idea.
What about for women? Is it possible to find?
Yes.
For women, yes.
Yes,
We have some
yes.
manufacturers
Yes.
that produce high quality shoes.
Me personally, I am a client of one local brand, shoe brand. Many years.
Okay. Now, how do you differentiate your business from your competitors? Because I understand that in Moldova there are other designers, producers, manufacturers of clothes.
I would start with how to say, with the history that our products appeared.
Yeah.
The consequence. Me and my sister started to produce jewelry, textile handmade jewelry first.
How did this idea of producing jewelry come? How was it
came-
born?
My sister was working in the airline industry 16 years ago, 17. And she had a hobby.
As a stewardess, as a flight attendant,
Now she worked in
administration.
no flights booking
Oh, okay, yes.
department.
Yeah.
Yes. So she had a hobby. This first of all, I would say that it was very stressful. A job, it was not for her. She's more creative,
Right,
more
yeah.
emotional, more thin. Such a thin soul, and she had a hobby. She was manufacturing jewelry out of pieces of fabrics.
Yeah.
When I saw that, this idea came to me. And I did a business plan. It took me 3 days, and I presented it to my sister. I found funds, and so we started.
Okay.
Yes, we became, I would say, one of the main exporters of jewelry from Moldova to other countries.
Oh, nice, great.
Yes, and in a few years we started to produce pajamas and loungewear, and then we started to play with garments and started to produce garments as well. But the garments idea came out of the demand from our clients.
So what's the best business advice that you have ever received?
While I'm thinking,
Maybe from one of your professors at university, or maybe from
yes,
Yeah.
thanks for the clue.
Okay.
While I was studying at Polymoda,
Yeah.
at fashion branding, our teacher who taught fashion branding, he was also a co-owner of a factory, leather factory that produces garments for Armani in Italy, in Florence.
Was he Italian?
Yes.
Okay.
He gained he and his brother gained this business from their parents and grandparents, who started to produce leather garments
Right.
for Armani.
Okay.
So he said one good thing to us. He said, "Be very careful, because business has several stages. Be very active while it is growing. At one point, you will reach the stage when you come to a stability. Don't stop.
Okay.
Continue to move and grow, because if you stop,
Yeah.
your business will go like this, and then it will go down.
Right.
You will not even notice how it can happen. So when you reach the stability, continue to move, act, and be active to be able to remain on the market."
Okay. Yeah, I agree with this advice, and I think in the learning process, it could be applied as well. So there are students who reach a certain level, and then they stop, and they don't want to. They believe that
Perform.
they reached the level where they can communicate quite well, or they know the language very well. They stop learning, and then after a while, they're language skills go down, deteriorate, because it's a ongoing process. So you have to read, communicate, as you mentioned, learn from lyrics and so on.
Yes, I totally agree, because during the pandemic, we had a lot of export activity, so lack of English communication to me with our international buyers, and it was a period when I had to stop, and I didn't have a challenge and a way to perform. Yeah, so I felt this
Effect.
yes,
Right. Okay. All right. Let's continue our drive
and change the topic.
and change a little bit the topic. But I also want to ask you one more question.
Sure.
Related to not necessarily to fashion, but to clothes in general. So, what's your opinion regarding buying clothes online nowadays? More and more people, practice this.
I totally sustain it, because on the other way, I would reply as an entrepreneur. It's much easier to process an online order than an offline selling.
Yeah.
It's more time efficiency, I would say. It's easier, it's cheaper
Right.
to
Save time. Yeah.
to save time.
Yeah.
Yes, and it saves time for both parties, for the seller and for the buyer. On the other hand, as being a client, the more precise is product description, the more information is given from the photos and details of a product, such as close-ups, pockets, buttons, composition, photos from front, back, side. The easier and the more clear is for the client to take a decision. And I'm also very, very busy, like many people, entrepreneurs, parents.
Yeah.
So I prefer to buy online as well, because it saves time.
Right.
One more
Aspect, yes.
argument is the problem of parking in our city. That's a big impediment to do shopping offline, for me.
Yeah. True.
I think I'm not the only one. So that's why I prefer the online shopping.
So it's a win-win then situation. So it benefits both the consumer and the producer or the retailer.
Sure. It doesn't mean the prognosis of the offline shopping are very, very bad. No, people will always, because offline shopping has its own pleasures.
Yeah.
And pluses.
So what's your opinion about websites that are becoming more and more popular nowadays, this online shopping platforms like Temu?
Oh.
Do you believe that the clothes that people buy and the footwear that people buy from these types of websites are the quality matches the price, is like good value for money?
If we refer to fashion,
Yeah.
footwear or accessories,
Right.
it's not a good choice, because quality is not good at all, I would say. Not that I've tried it, but it looks like.
Okay.
I buy some small things like decorations,
Right,
maybe
yeah.
some things for
Souvenirs.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes, because you see more variety, and prices are more affordable than on the local market. But if we talk about things like fashion that represents you, which emphasizes your status, your personality, such platforms are not a good choice. There
I
are
agree.
always people.
So it's not
who,
like you cannot find something exclusive there.
No,
Yeah.
no. There are always people who runs after, it's in Romanian, runs after discounts, but it's not correct in English. People
Why
who are
not?
very,
Who are after?
yes.
Who are after
There are
discounts?
always
Yes.
clients who are after discounts.
Do you believe that the majority of Moldovans are after discounts?
It's difficult to say.
I mean, the
wouldn't
majority,
assume-
because I know that there's a niche of people who prefer exclusive things.
You know, there are people with high incomes
Right.
who also likes discounts and
Yeah,
cheaper
it's true.
things.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
So.
So it also depends on your personality.
Even before these platforms appeared, it was a niche, yes.
Yeah.
How a segment of customers who were after discounts. They were, they are, and they will be.
Yes.
So I don't think a big thing changed. Of course, big manufacturers in fashion who were on the middle niche and
Yeah.
below medium, they suffer more
Right. Yeah.
than medium to premium.
Right. Okay. And would you wear something uncomfortable just because it looks good?
No. When I was younger, I did this,
When did you
but not
stop?
now. I think after 30.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how do you see the development of fashion industry in Moldova? What forecasts do you have?
I think we are moving to a line when our customers will sustain more the local market than the imported
Yeah,
products.
I agree.
Yes, because
And I believe this is a good thing.
it's a good thing. Made in Moldova became already a brand. I know a lot of people from this industry who are my acquaintances.
So our interview is coming to an end, but since the project is called English Drive, and drive has two meanings here. One is actually driving a vehicle, and the other one is like a drive, like a move energy for something. I want to ask you if you drive, and if you do drive, how do you find driving in our city?
Yes, I do drive. I do drive for 20 years. I got my driving license in Bucharest, and it's much more difficult to learn to drive there rather than in Chisinau. And I bought my first car when I was 24, which is 18 years ago. And driving 18 years ago was a big pleasure in Chisinau because
I agree.
traffic was much less than now.
Right.
You had places to park.
Yeah. Much more fun.
Yes. Nowadays, driving is a necessity
Yeah.
rather than a pleasure.
I agree. Lots of traffic jams, everyday traffic jams.
Since a family has, it's normal to have two cars.
Yeah. Yeah, and more people, cars are becoming more affordable.
Yes.
And more people buy them, so it's becoming a real problem in our city.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with parking. I think parking is a much more problem with traffic.
Right. Okay. And thank you for the interview, and it was great listening to some interesting ideas about fashion, about you, about English, and I hope that we are going to see each other soon.
Definitely.
Maybe in this format, maybe in another format.
Thank you for this great idea. I wish this project to develop and perform, and I wish you a very interesting interviewers.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
Good luck.
I'm also looking forward to it. Thank you.